Can I help you?
What makes you guys think it's right to fly that flag in a conservative town?
I mean, my right as a community member. Please get off my property before I call the police.
Call them all you want.
Okay.
It's not acceptable anymore.
Totally cool.
That flag is not accepted here.
And why exactly is it not acceptable?
Disgusting agenda.
What agenda? You're the one pushing your agenda, walking onto somebody else's property.
In the state of Oregon, folks like Charles Jake Messmer peddle in fear and hate as it pertains to the LGBTQ+ community. Sadly, the hate is only growing following the years of the Trump presidency. And when a reporter contacted Jake, here's what he said.
I want you guys to know that you will not make it out of this. You will not bring your toxicity into our community. I will make sure that you guys do not thrive here. Goodbye.
He made what appeared to be a threat. It is another example of the division and hate in place of inclusivity and loving thy neighbor. When folks like this put forth efforts such as these to continue marginalizing members of society simply because they represent the rainbow, there is a greater need to show whose side the masses are on, and that those akin to Charles Jake Messmer are in the minority. Sadly for the Los Angeles Dodgers, this is not the case.
The team facing backlash for rescinding a community award and a Pride Night invitation to the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
So who are they?
The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are a non-profit organization dedicated to communities that are not taken care of by the government. We raise money for people who are in need. Since 1979, we provide support.
The Dodgers knew this before honoring the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, yet because of opposition like this...
We're going to try to get the insert. Because Alex Jones says that there is no insert. There's nothing on it. So...
The ball club backed out.
It's disappointment that an organization as strong and as important as the Dodgers actually relented and caved in so quickly after the objections were raised.
What objections exactly?
Donald is not going to make America great. He's going to make America orange.
That would be this man, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who has, per Human Rights Campaign, earned a 0 out of 100 score because he's one of the most anti-LGBTQ+ politicians in America and a threat to every LGBTQ+ person in Florida. He has a dismal voting record, supports restrictive abortion laws, opposes marriage equality and non-discrimination protections. He has failed for more than a decade to protect the LGBTQ+ community, wrote the outlet. He is out of touch with his constituents and is the wrong person to represent the state. Thus, Rubio wrote to Major League Baseball, "The sisters are men who dress in lewd imitation of Roman Catholic nuns. The group's motto, 'Go and sin some more,' is a perversion of Jesus's command to go and sin no more." This coming from a staunch Trump supporter. Gay sports writer Sid Ziegler, who should not be let off the hook for coming out in support of Ron DeSantis, wrote after Rubio's hatred, "It's amazing that the satirical nature of the group has been lost on these conservatives. Satire is a powerful and protected class of self-expression. The First Amendment has, over and over again, protected satirical speech. That these folks would now attack this thoughtful satirical expression is unfortunate. A staple of conservatives is the inability to define what woke is." Rubio continues this pattern, posting this on his official Senate website.
The gold standard is a father and a mother creating a family. That's what was ordained by nature and nature's God.
Marriage was not ordained by nature. Most mammals don't couple.
The Catholic League's Bill Donahue, seen here, also chimed in. "In my letter, I said that if a group of white boys in blackface were to be honored by an MLB team, there's little doubt that the event would be canceled and sanctions would be forthcoming."
Jesus transcends color. We know he was a man. That much we can be certain of, although I imagine somebody now will be upset about that too. Maybe when we have Martin Luther King Day, he'll all of a sudden become a white guy.
To be clear, this man equated drag shows to blackface. There is no comparison between the two. One is rooted in racial stereotypes, the other is a drag show by a group that raised hundreds of millions of dollars for underserved grassroots organizations. In 2020, they made grants to legal aid clinics serving LGBTQ plus asylum seekers, an alliance empowering deaf queer people, and a community safe house for Black and Indigenous trans people, just to, of course, name a few.
The Dodgers announcing Wednesday they were uninviting the group to the June 16th event, quote, given the strong feelings of people who have been offended by the sisters' inclusion in the evening.
Jezebel's Kylie Chung wrote, the removal of Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence from the Dodgers' Pride Night is as glaring a reminder as any of the utter hollowness of corporate pride efforts, often a move to allow companies to profit from progressive posturing, all while throwing actual change makers to the wayside and prioritizing the demands of bigots.
LA Pride and the LA LGBT Center both announcing they're pulling out of Dodgers Pride Night altogether this year.
Certainly there's a financial hit that this has caused for the center by not participating, but it was really important for us to make sure that we were in alliance with the sisters, and participating just would have felt like a betrayal to our community.
As the LA Times' Gustavo Arellano wrote, sure, their performance can be out there, but that's what drag is. And they play to the crowd in front of them, whether it's adults or kids. Besides, laughing at how nuns dress or satirizing Catholic rituals is a time-honored tradition. Just ask anyone who's attended a parochial school. Gosh, the Bill Donahue of the world better not see reruns of Sally Field in The Flying Nun or Molly Shannon's old Catholic schoolgirl skits on SNL. That right-wing Catholic activist would target an organization like the Sisters shows how un-Catholic they ultimately are. If these self-described warriors for Holy Mother Church want to defend the faith, they should start by attacking the American bishops and cardinals who covered up pedo behavior from priests for decades and are still fighting sex abuse survivors who want justice. But that would take an actual backbone. This is going to be the conclusion of this story, but the Dodgers have now come out saying this. After much thoughtful feedback from our diverse communities, honest conversations within the Dodgers organization, and discussions with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, the Dodgers would like to offer our sincerest apologies to the sisters, members of the LGBTQ plus community, and their friends and families. We have asked the sisters to take their place on the field at our 10th annual LGBTQ plus Pride Night on June 16th. We are pleased to share that they have agreed to receive the gratitude of our collective communities for the life-saving work that they have done tirelessly for decades. To be clear, it never should have got to this point. The Dodgers did it. It's fine that they're reversing it. Probably the right call, but it never should have got to this place. Period.